Hey, this is Atlas here, and today I'm going to be reacting and breaking down a song called The Only Thing I Know For Real from the Metal Gear Rising original soundtrack. Boom! Wow. A lot of power right from the get-go. Listen to that groove in the drums. The drums, mate. The first verse of the track is sang in first person. So we can establish that it is a character that is either telling you his story and how he feels, or is having an internal dialogue with himself. When he says, "Memory's broken, the truth goes unspoken, I've forgotten my name," it gives the impression that he has, either by his choice or by force, forgotten who he is. And if I remember correctly, there's characters in this game that have gone all Deus Ex mode, so to speak.
Wish I could be sure she gets justice.
Where the only part that's still biological and still resembles, purely his humanity is his face. So maybe the reason is that his machine side is overtaking him more and more, to the point in which he has forgotten who he was. Yet, he can still feel it. So he hasn't lost all his humanity. That chorus. The chord progression in the chorus is pretty cool. Now, in terms of the music, we still have the same premise that I explained before in Has to Be This Way and Stays of Time, in which we have metal music mixed with synthetic elements that come from genres like industrial and brostep, which diverges from the dub/reggae beats and goes more into frantic rhythms akin to metal. But if we get more specific, we get to hear how those two elements play with each other in an underlying conversation, or better known as a call and response, in which we hear the guitar doing the call and the synthetic elements responding. By the way, if you made it this far, thank you so much. So to celebrate, why don't you pour some blood in that like button, huh? In the chorus, we get to hear that the song opens a lot. The guitars are not as constrained, and they go from palm muting the riff to doing more open power chords that make the song sound bigger. So you want the chorus to be, the climax of the song, hence the most epic part of it. But we also get to hear more of an industrial vibe in this part, since the song sacrifices some of the rhythmic edge that it had before to become more seamless and interwoven in between the guitars and the synthesizers. As for the lyrics, I think it becomes more now about who this character is now and what he's doing. There will be bloodshed. The man in the mirror nods his head. You know, this is a very clever way of expressing the introspection the character had at the beginning, because the mirror is an interesting metaphor to how humans perceive themselves while watching themselves in the mirror. We get to see who we are now. Sometimes we compensate over reality. We reflect who we are, you know, so on and so forth. But in this case, the reflection is affirming who he is now, a killing machine. Oh no, the machine is winning! Guitar solo? Yeah, shredding. Massive bends. That's so cool. The back and forth in between the guitars and the electronic elements. That was the resolution of it. Damn! That song was fire. I think the final part of the song is an open-ended story. Even though the song seems to have a definitive resolution, you know, it says, losing my identity, wondering, have I gone insane? To find the truth in front of me, I must climb this mountain range. So we have a bitterness, which is that he keeps losing himself towards his machine side, you know, endowing in carnage. Yet he knows that the challenge to find himself is like climbing a mountain, and from there he will be able to realize why he even did what he did in the first place. Something important that I forgot to mention is that the fat saturated bass and the lead synths that we hear with these really cool rhythmic patterns that sometimes go into glitch territory and whatnot are one of the most important layers, since this synthetic sound and the glitch enrich the storytelling of the character being, in its majority, essentially a robot. And you know, perhaps the glitch elements mean that his machine side can't compute sometimes, because there's still parts of his humanity questioning who he is now that he has all these mechanical parts. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, check this other Metal Gear Rising reaction that I did, alright? I'll see you there.